Okay, today we're going to be rounding to the nearest 10. This is a review, but we're going to go over it. Remember our strong numbers. Those are the numbers that push the 10 up to the next number that we count. They are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have lots of power. The weak numbers, which means that the 10 doesn't change, are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's practice. First, I know I'm rounding to the nearest 10, so I'm going to look at the tens place and I'm going to go one column over to the ones. I'm going to circle my ones and I'm going to decide, is that number weak or strong? I know that the 6 is strong, which means that it has lots of power. It's going to push up my 7 to an 8. Because the next number I count up is 7, 8. So my number is 8. And since I used all the power out of the 6, the ones is always going to turn into a 0. 76 rounds to 80. The next one, 52. I know I'm rounding to the nearest 10, so I'm going to look one column over to the right, which is my 2. My 2. I'm going to circle it. I'm going to decide, is that weak or strong? I know that 2 is weak. It has no power. So it's the 5 is going to stay the same because 2 is weak, meaning that it has no power. It can't push it up. And the 2 is going to become a 0. 52 rounds to 50. My last one, I know I'm rounding to the nearest 10, so I put my line underneath my 10, go one column over. I have a 4. 4 is weak and has no power, so the 8 stays an 8, and the 4 turns into a 0. That should be a review. We are rounding to the nearest 10. It gets a little trickier, but not hard, when you have hundreds and you are rounding to the nearest 10. Okay, I'm still going to look at my tens place. I don't care about the 100 right now. I'm going to move to the right. I'm looking at the ones. Is that number weak or strong? 3 is weak, has no power to push the 7. So I'm going to keep my 7 in the tens place. My 3 is going to become a 0. And my 4 is going to stay exactly the same. I'm not looking at the hundreds today. I'm just looking at the tens. So 473 rounds to 470. Let's look at number 2. Again, I'm rounding to the nearest 10, so I'm looking in the tens place. And then I go one column to the right, which ends up being my ones. 9 is a strong number. It pushes the 4 up to a 5. This 9 becomes a 0, and then I'm going to write in my 100. This arrow should really be going over there. So 549 rounds to 550. Again, I'm not looking at the hundreds, so the hundreds are just going to stay the same. Next one, looking at nearest 10, go one column to the right. I have a 5. 5 is nice and strong. Pushes this 6 up to a 7. The 5 used all its power, so now it is a 0, and the 6 is in the hundreds, so it stays the same. You're rounding to the nearest 10, and if you look here, when I count by tens, I say these numbers: 70, 50, 70. They're tens. I'm rounding to the nearest 10. My hundreds are staying the same. I'm not looking at them. Now it's your turn to try. So go ahead and round to the nearest 10. 32, 48, 95, 625, 363, and 482. And then go ahead and write down your strong numbers and your weak numbers.